Hey there, everyone. It is Nythe. I think I'm just going to do a standstill for this. Let's go over here. Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to KarotKraft. I am Nythe, and this is episode number 25 of this series. And I have been busy. I cleared up all of those shulker boxes and all of those chests, and I managed to get that all done and dusted. And now if we go down into here, we can see that we've got them all lovely and catalogued to where they need to be. So that is looking nice. We don't look in this chest here though, because these don't exist. These shulkers don't exist. They're just for decoration. But I did kind of get to starting with doing a bit of decoration in here, so getting some lighting sorted for the walls, because obviously we've got the underside of the floor here. I've needed to work in this, and I kind of still wanted to have like a sort of airy space, so I managed to work out this light here, and I really quite like that. And then this is going to be the sort of upper level of this area, and I'm going to build it up. I've got the screenshots and everything from when I did the warehouse, and I'm going to try and mimic the walls that I got there. I did go to the warehouse and get a load of the oxidized copper, that all of the copper stuff that we had got previously, as well as I went and got sorted on some of these items as well. Got more of these and things like that, because that's stuff that I am going to need to build down here. But in today's episode, I would like to make a couple of farms. And one of these farms is for pale moss, because I want to be able to use that to help me terraform and things. So that is quite cool. I've never built a moss farm before, so I've got to try and figure it out. So Iron's showing me his moss farm. That's the badger.
It is the one.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you go up this ladder, this is kind of the storage access.
Yeah.
It's pretty small, and then sometimes it gets stuck. This I like to build in chunks, but actually, you see how it pushes and then it does that.
Yeah.
That's all it does. There's a central moss block along this like middle route.
Yeah.
Somewhere in here, and there's observers. Yeah, and so the stone will push. These 6 will push.
Oh right, and then the trap doors hold back the water.
Correct, and there's a timer. Then it will release it, and then if I ever want moss, so this is bone meal right now. I can just stand here.
Yeah.
And it will go AFK, and I'll just play.
Or I suppose you could drop that down, and funnel them, like basically do an item filter thing.
Absolutely.
Which,
yeah. So you could extend this further down and have one branch. I've done it before.
Yeah.
Even this, I could break this one hopper.
Yeah.
And this side to a chest. And
Yeah.
that side, so it'll be like half and half. It's just about efficiency, but I mean, just in those seconds I was in there, I've got stuff on me. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So it's small. This is kind of my standard go-to one.
Yeah.
Bone meal moss farm.
See, the ones I've seen, because I have seen like 1 or 2, have the moss block like floating above it.
And it breaks and it falls down.
No, like, so the moss block is like floats above it, and like the contraption to bone meal is like up here, I think. I'm not. Oh no, I'm stuck.
It just went up. Yeah.
Panic. No.
But no, that's quite cool. And I imagine this is just. I imagine you could actually take this a bit bigger, couldn't you, if you wanted to?
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah. This is just my thing is I never do massive megapons.
Yeah.
I just do ones that run constantly, or I can AFK and run several
Yeah.
times at a time. And so I have no need for 60 bazillion moss things. I never use them all.
Yeah.
And this bone meal farm primarily just feeds the free farm, which is currently broken. But I'm have to fix this.
I have a feeling that the latest update has broken a lot of farms.
Well, it wasn't the update. It was a creeper falling on top of my head.
Oh.
So this is
You mean it wasn't that
farms.
you mean it wasn't that Satan was using it?
No, it was me this time because it grew like a really tall oak tree.
Yeah.
Not just your standard sized one, and then there were leaves, and then I think a creeper. Because I need to better light up some of these roof areas. There's some ledges that are still kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Creeper fell in the leaves and then climbed down on top of me while I was looking at my inventory, and it just blew up while I was in the chamber. So now it's half of a wood farm.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah, so that's it. It just runs, and if it ever breaks, this one at least. Like all I did was break those little cobblestone things. I think it's probably because I'm halfway between chunks. That's my own.
Oh. Okay.
If you look over here, F3 and G, like I was not thinking about chunks. So
It's literally like my one, which is like smack bang in the middle of a chunk. To be fair, actually, you've kind of managed to cover 4 chunks with this one little machine.
I have. Yes, probably the worst placement ever. But I was thinking more about internal space than I was about efficiency of the farm.
So just to confirm, underneath it there's a clock for the bone meal. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. So yeah. So this right here, I think this turns up. Yeah. So it stopped running. You can turn it off if you want to for lag purposes. So this will turn on the piston block, and then down below.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, this is dropper stack that goes up there.
Yeah.
And we'll that's where it all comes from. And then over on this side, sorry, I think I'll spaghetti this together. I think underneath this block there's an observer. Yeah, and here's a clock.
Okay.
So when it detects the change
Yeah.
from the blocks, it'll redstone through here. So yeah, this bottom area on the other side of all these crazy hopper. I guess I don't need to do this anymore, right? They fixed the whole
Yeah,
composter.
you can just put any full-size block on top now, can't you?
Yeah. So this right here, this is the clock, which will then run up to do the trapdoors.
Okay. Right. So this one, so that does the trap doors.
Yeah, because it will. When the moss block is bone mealed, then it will send a certain signal to release the trapdoors. Certain amount of time.
Okay.
Like, this redstone basically goes up onto this back line. There you go.
How does the dropper thing work then?
This detects. So this is self-sufficient.
Yeah.
So this will detect when there's 41, and it should turn on. Like the signal will get strong enough. You see, it just flash right there.
Yeah.
It'll get strong enough. It'll unlock or lock. I don't know which way it goes. Basically, it's locking this hopper, so that the bone meal will feed into the droppers and keep the dropper full to keep the farm running. And then once this is full enough, if it goes right now, so it'll. Well, it's not locked. And you see this hopper here is locked.
Oh, okay, so
So let's refill that.
So your bone
Yeah, there
meal,
goes the
your
flash.
bone meal first goes in to feed the bone meal for this dropper,
Correct, to make sure that it always.
and then
feeds the farm.
when there's more than 41 in there, if you start getting more than 41, it just automatically filters through into your
Yeah,
store.
it'll unlock the hopper. Yep, it'll go to storage. It'll go to wherever you put
Right,
these two.
okay.
So there you go. Yeah, so I actually have over here. I think currently, yeah, I'm not feeding my wood farm right now. I'm just feeding this KarotKraft bone block duplicator at the moment.
So then, I imagine above the second dropper that it's a dispenser, right?
Correct. Yep. And it's gonna, and that's where that initial moss block goes. So it'll always hit that one moss block.
So where's the clock for doing the actual
Pistons?
No, the to give it bone meal, to bone meal it up at the top on the thing.
I think it's an observer. Actually, I think it's not a clock. It's over here. Right here, yeah. So this guy is the observer, and so when this moss block gets broken,
yeah,
or whenever that goes, see it just went over, just reopened it. So now the bone meal.
So,
hopefully.
So.
Or we broke it. One of the two.
The observer goes. Where does the observer go?
Now I can send you. There's a build video for this. I can send you the video.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the observer. Oh, it doesn't read that block. Oh,
it reads this one.
I thought
So once that gets pushed, then it triggers the bone meal to grow.
Yeah.
Which then.
Okay.
I think that observer also triggers the pulse to open these.
Yeah.
Right. It grows, then it opens. So there's not a clock. Really, the only clocks are. This is the only clock, the piston pace.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything else is kind of read off of observers and/or the dropper.
And this is a machine that you can't leave running if you go out the chunk, isn't it?
The only thing you run the risk of is collecting where this turned into cobblestone for whatever reason. What happens is when I've left it running, because right now I just left it running and walked away. Sometimes you'll get cobblestone built up in these 6 channels.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just, because cobblestone can't be pushed for whatever reason. Whatever, it stops it. I just break the cobblestone.
Yeah.
And then it will just auto feed and fix itself. Or sometimes the only other way I've seen it break is it will stop growing and it'll have solid stone, and then moss in the middle, and I just bone meal and it starts back up. So
okay.
I won't say it's perfect or flaw proof. If you do walk away, it's not gonna like permanently break it. It's all very fixable. So.
Okay.
This is the one I use. I've used this one for years, and it's just old reliable.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I imagine it's also stackable, right?
Probably could be. I mean, you just build this unit on top of itself, I guess. I don't know how you could reuse the redstone. You could, unless you sent signals differently, but no matter what, if you're just feeding the moss into this system.
Well,
you could build multiple. You could do modules, build several of these in a row, and have them all go in one place.
And then, like, you can hook it up so that, like, one push of the lever will,
turn them all on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, have one on top for pale moss and one on top for normal normal moss.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, moss wise, you could build 2 of these basically, and then just have one lever.
Because the lever,
or you could swap out the moss. Either way.
Yeah.
That's the boring way of doing it. Do you have pale moss on you?
I do not. No.
I don't really. Okay.
Although you are killing me that you've used smooth stone here, and then you've just got this random stone. Redstone on that.
You know what? These are like very early days. I didn't have the luxury.
Wait, where are you on? Go fix it.
Oh, I didn't mess with my redstone. Here, look. Now you just can't even see it.
What are you gonna do if somebody goes mining and they just accidentally mine those stone bricks?
Well, no one should be mining in the middle of the ocean side of my mountain. So, I will fix it here.
I think I have done it. I think this should, in theory, work. All I need to do is come along and fill it with a load of let's just put that there and then do this and see. Right, I've got bone blocks here, because in theory it should be self-sufficient after. That's the dispenser. Let's just fill that all the way up. Fill that all. Oh, okay, right. That's filled all the way up. So I go like this now. Oh, I think I need to just come along and do that. Oh. Ah. That's not working. Why isn't that working? Why? Oh, where's that come from? I've clearly done something wrong. But what is another question? What's about this? Oh, wait, do I need to... I think I need to... let's just do this redstone slab so it's a bit thingy. I think I need to come along here and put these in the bottom like this. I have got it to work in theory. There we go. And look at that. We are getting it coming through. So I can just keep this running now and it should give me plenty of stuff, which is what I need and want. And this is the first one I've ever made. It did get a bit tricky, but it's getting there. And look at that. Look at that. We are getting there, which is nice to see. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Look at that. Yes. I'm going to run it for a bit and just see how much stuff I actually get. I think. Look at that. And then I should, in theory, be getting this replenished as well eventually. Oh no, it won't, because I've not hooked up the I've not hooked up the thing to it. Let's deal with that, shall we? There we go. Now we should be getting somewhere. So now it should be self-sufficient. Let's see what we've got going into it. I can't see. Oh, but we saw bone meal go through there. So now, in theory, this should be pretty much self-sufficient going forward, which is nice. And then that's the overflow for the bone meal, which I'm not really too fussed about. I'll just keep putting it back into the thing. I don't really need bone meal that all that much. But that is looking nice. And then I'll be able to come along and replace it with the pale moss when I want to get some pale moss going. So good. And none of these are being filled there, so that's good for now. It's just going straight into there. Look at that already. Nice. That's what I like to see. Okay. Perfect. So that is one project done for this episode. And now I can just keep that running in the background. Of course, I'll remember to make sure that it runs and everything whenever I'm around here. That's always going to be the goal. But yes, nice. I kind of weirdly watch this all day, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one actually. I could potentially watch this all day if I wanted to. I have had time to come in and finish up the floor inside of here, and I really like how this has turned out. I've still got to do this sort of like entranceway, but I've just sort of created a nice little thing in here. I'm going to do some decorations. I might actually put a little tree or something like that in here and maybe have it growing out of the roof. I'm not entirely sure as of yet, but it is time for me to take care of these signs. Thank you, Dino, for your kind words about the floor. I appreciate that you really enjoyed the other floor, but unfortunately it had to go. But I've also been a little bit busy down here. As you can see, not only did I do the outer edge of here and sort of like give it a bit of a containing unit, I have created this floor in here, which is a sort of a utility floor. So I've got those shulkers that I still need to sort through in this barrel. I've got a random shulker here, which I just found. It's not actually mine. I don't know whose it is, but yes. And then I've got like a little redstoney section. I've got a bed here, and it's just like, this is just a random box of stuff. Got a crafting table here. My dye box is going to go here because this is where like the dyeable items are going to go. So I'm going to do wood and concrete at some point, and we can look at that. And then I've just got these bottles and everything here. And what I would really like to show you is something that I've done these. So the idea was that these panels are going to be able to slide along the floor, but they needed somewhere to go to. And this, I feel, looks really cool. And I've kind of like kept one in to sort of like showcase that that's what it is. And it just adds that little bit of depth to it without causing mobs to be able to spawn. And I just really like how I've done that. There's just like the hint of texture if you go into the back there, and it just looks nice. And I think that works really quite well. And looking good there. Also, finally, my moss farm has been working incredibly well. I have already got a load of resources. Look at that. And I just get these seeds that pop through here and drop them into this so that I keep getting the bone meal coming through. I've got quite a fair few here as well. That's just cool. So that's nice. I've already collected a couple of shulkers of each of the types of moss. Just got this. I don't know why that's in there. But yes, this is working nicely. And I don't think I'm ever really going to need that much in the way of moss, but it's a useful resource to have and to keep going. So I might even convert it into just a bone meal thing at some point, so I can just get bone meal for as and when I need it. But the last thing I need to do is figure out the ceiling up here. I'm going to try and do it in a time lapse. If I don't, then you will just see it now. And we have done it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it done on a time lapse. It was really tricky to sort of like try and figure out the position of the camera and stuff like that for this. But I have made the ceiling. I have also completed the trims up at the top here. And I brought in some of the pale oak. I am tempted maybe to bring in some of the pale oak in other areas as well. Maybe here or something like that. When I built the original warehouse, obviously pale oak wasn't a thing. So now that we've got pale oak, I might come in and have a look and see how I can implement it into other builds and such. And I think that just will take the edge off using all of the stuff that I have been using, because I think it just would make it just a little bit warmer and that sort of thing. So I've got that going, but I really do like how this has turned out here today. But unfortunately, I have no more time left for today's episode. And I really enjoyed making this and showing you guys what I've been building. I nearly... Oh, no, that's fine. So what I'll say is, until next time, I'll see you later. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel to be notified as to when I post videos. Also leave a comment down below to let me know what you thought of this episode. I really enjoyed making it for you guys, and we'll just sit here and watch this go for a couple of seconds more.